I'm just a boy with a fire inside, dreaming of freedom, of turning the tide. A city divided, a nation in chains. I carry the weight of our anger and pain. One bullet, one moment, a destiny made. The sound of a shot and the whole world will change. The spark in Sarajevo, a fire in the night, echoes through the mountains, sets the world alight. Kings and empires trembling at the flame. History remembers just a single name. I never asked for the blood on my hands, but I was blinded by dreams of our land. A trigger pulled, the silence was torn, and from that silence a great war was born. Crowds in the streets, whispers in fear, drums of the nations are drawing near. I lit the match, but I lost my soul. A spark became a fire I can't control. The spark in Sarajevo, thunder in the sky. Millions march to fight, millions march to die. From a single shadow on a summer day, the world was burning and I led the way. And led the The spark in Sarajevo, a fire in the night, echoes through the mountains, sets the world alight. Kings and empires trembling at the flame. History remembers just a single name. We sang on the trains with our flags held high. Back by December, oh, we'll never die. The cheers of the crowd fading into the rain. Now mud is my blanket, the trench is my chain. The smell of the earth mixed with powder and fear. the silence of the trenches, no glory is found. Rats in the shadows, whispers in pain. The faces of brothers I'll not see again. Letters unopened, washed out in the flood. This Christmas they promised is written in blood. The generals speak of honor and pride, but they don't see the thousands who've already died. The songs of our youth are now screams in the night. No end in the distance, no hope inside. Trenches of 1914, the cradle of despair. Dreams are buried deeper than the dead that lie there. We thought it'd be over, but the truth we all know, the war just beginning in the mud we load.
The frost bites my fingers, the night's cold and still, a silence of shadows on a blood-soaked hill. But then through the darkness, a melody calls, a hymn of forgiveness that softens these walls. I raise my voice, though my uniform lied, and somewhere an enemy sang by my side. Christmas in no man's land, we laid our rifles down, shared a song of mercy on that frozen ground. Strangers became brothers for a fleeting night. Candles in the trenches, fragile little lights. We traded our rations, a cigarette's flame, laughed for a moment, forgot all the pain. A ball in the mud, just a game in the snow. A truce born of music the generals won't know. But dawn will awaken the orders we dread. The silence will shatter, the fields turn red. Yet deep in our hearts the memory remains that even in hell humanity reigns. Christmas in no man's land echoes through the years. Voices in the darkness breaking through the fears. For one holy night, peace held out its hand, then vanished with the sunrise in no man's land.
The morning was quiet, the fog rolled in low. We thought it was weather, but death had a glow. A yellow-green shadow crawled over the ground, and men turned to statues without a sound. I tried to breathe, but the sky wouldn't care. The wind brought the reaper, poison in the air. Poison in the air. No prayer to be found. Voices turned to silence as brothers fell down. The gas burns the lungs and the world disappears. A cloud of tomorrow filled with sorrow and fear. I stung like fire, skin blistered in pain. The fields once alive will never grow grain. No bullet, no shell, just the air that we breathe became our undoing, our last enemy. We built all these weapons in factories of pride, now choking on progress while nations collide. The age of machines writes its name in despair. No soldier survives when there's poison in the air. The devil takes his throne, the cries of the dying, a symphony of stone. The war took our bodies, the gas took our breath. A century remembers this theater of death. in silence, the whistle was near. I looked at my men and I swallowed my fear. They trusted my voice as they rose from the ground. But the guns of the Somme tore them all down. The orders were written in ink, not my own. Yet I sent them forward to die all alone. The Somme, where the rivers ran red, a million souls marching into the dead. I gave the command, and I carry the blame. The fields are forever engraved with their names. Barbed wire and thunder, the earth shook with rage. The world became nothing but a blood-soaked stage. I shouted advance, though my voice broke apart. And every lost brother carved deep in my heart. What price is a victory? What cost is a crown? When nations write glory while sons all drown. The silence that follows is louder than war. The ghost of the Somme will march evermore. The Somme, death tried to enslave. The shells kept on falling, the thunder